Hey guys, GNT here, and today I want to talk about Titans Season 3. Watched episode 1 through 3 today, and it was pretty decent. Ignore my chair squeaking, it does that. Yeah, so while I was sitting there watching this stuff, at first I was just going to watch episode 1 because Season 1 was just kinda okay, and Season 2 was forgettable. And I say that because I forgot it. Anywho, with Season 3, I was like, I'm gonna watch episode 1, and if it's like Season 2, I'll just not watch the rest of this show, or I'll wait till it's all done and I'll have some free time to just sit and waste and watch this. But when I saw episode 1, I was like, this is actually not bad, okay, well, let me watch episode 2. I was like, oh, this is good. Then I got to episode 3 and I was like, oh man, they're going crazy. This party's getting crazy. And it was a good time. So yeah, man, first 3 episodes of this season have been better than both season 1 and 2 put together. It's crazy. Like, here's the thing. Like, I know a lot of people don't like the way that some of these characters behave because they don't behave like the comic book versions, and I was actually feeling that way for like season 1 and 2. I was like, but here I'm actually enjoying every character. It's crazy. Like, there were things like in the first episode, I was thinking, because I did well, I didn't do the whole video, but I did the audio part for reviewing episode 1 before I decided to watch episode 2, because I thought I was just gonna watch 1 and move on, and then I decided to watch 2 later. So I just didn't put up the whole thing I did for 1. But I was saying in episode 1 that I don't like how Beast Boy was put in the team but never actually really did much with season 1 or season 2. Like, he just didn't exist. And I think he was in. Okay, I was sorry, my brain was functioning there for a second. See, because he didn't really do much at all, I don't even remember if he was in season 1. And then I thought about it, I was like, yeah, of course he was in season 1. He was the Green Tiger, which is the only thing he can turn into, which still bothers me. But they did hint at him turning into some other animals, which, man, it would be stupid if they didn't let him turn into another animal now. It's like, we're on season 3. Let him turn to something else. And stop just making him green, you know? If you're gonna do the whole green thing, make him green all the time. Or don't do it, you know? It's bothersome. It bothers me a lot. I either want him to just stay green or just don't do the green thing. And when he becomes an animal, just make the animal green like they've been doing with the tiger. Because it's annoying that sometimes he's green when he's doing stuff and sometimes he's not. It's stupid. But that's a minor issue, you know? It's like the whole Tim Drake thing. It's a minor issue as long as they do his character well. And we haven't seen anything from him outside of his little short appearance in episode 1, so that's just out there. If the character sucks on top of them doing their whole race swapping, then I'm gonna be quite upset. Because here's the thing. Overall, for these first 3 episodes, the reason why I'm thinking personally that they were so good is because they didn't focus on the Titans as a whole for the most part. Like, they were pretty much, this was pretty much Nightwing the show for 3 episodes. Like, yes, the other characters were there, but they never seemed to be just the full focus. But as far as this was going, it was all pretty much driven by Dick Grayson. That's just it is what it is. Like, when the first episode started off, I thought they were gonna go for something else with the way they started with the whole under the Red Hood thing, you know. I was like, oh, okay, they're doing this immediately. Like, I had heard there was gonna be some Red Hood stuff, because I didn't hear much about what was going on with this show, because I didn't look into it, because I didn't really care. But I had heard about the whole Red Hood thing, so I was like, oh, they're doing Red Hood in this. And in the first 5 minutes, they beat him with the crowbar. I was like, oh crap, they're doing this really fast. So when they did that, I didn't expect him to show up until like midway through the season or something. You know, give some time to linger that he's dead. Nah. They're like, here you go. Here he is. We're not going to waste any time. Here's your Red Hood immediately. And at first I was like, oh, it's not that great. But then I saw what they did with him. And it was pretty good. And I was like, oh, well, you know what? See, if you do things well, I can let go of problems. It's that simple. That's how stuff should go for most people, you know, except for the crazies. But if people do stuff well, you should be able to say, well, it was decent. Like if people don't do anything too crazy, you can say, hey, you know, they did change this or they did that, but it was still good. You know? It's like a few of the Marvel movies, because not all of them are not all of them are good, but a few of them that are really good, they don't necessarily copy the source material very well. They change a lot of stuff, they make a lot of liberties, but it's like they're good, so people enjoy them, you know? Even people who know the source material will enjoy them because they're good. So with these first 3 episodes, while things weren't, you know, the way that they would play out as far as the source material, it was still good. So I was able to let stuff go, like Bruce Wayne going and killing the Joker. It was like, whoa, that's a little crazy, but I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed the whole him being unhinged, like that conversation he had with Dick Grayson when he found out that he was looking for new Robins, which by the way, there were some names in there that were you know, callbacks to actual characters in the comics and stuff, you know. Some actual Robins in there, you know. But the thing is, while they were talking, you could see that Bruce was having some issues. Like he was actually a little off. And then he showed up, he was like, it's done. I was like, oh crap. That's crazy. That's good stuff. Oh man, but yeah. This was some good stuff. I was sitting out here, you know, I was starving out here. Marvel's first episode of What If was trash. Falcon and Winter Soldier was trash. WandaVision was trash. Loki was trash. I was out here starving for some good content. Then Titans happened. I was like, ooh, this is a little good. This is a little tasty. You're out here in the desert and somebody throws you a bottle of water. It's like, it's the best water I've ever had. It's like, yeah, man, this is pretty good. And see, the reason why I say that is because when you're out in the desert and they throw you a bottle of water, it doesn't matter how bad the water is, it's great. And this, while it is not the best thing ever, it is good. And in the desert, this bottle of water is fantastic. So yeah, I was having a pretty good time with this. And then you got into the whole Red Hood thing and him doing all these different actually, as a matter of fact, with the Red Hood episode, there wasn't a lot of him in it. Like you got a lot more of him in episode 3. Well, actually, yeah, because they did have him appear a lot more in episode 3 than 2, which was titled Red Hood. I was like, it's called Red Hood, but there's not a lot of Red Hood in it. So in episode 2, you know, you're trying to figure out who the Red Hood is, and at the end they have that little battle with him and Nightwing, which was pretty dope, by the way. Like I don't know what it is, but this season, they're doing a good job with everything. It's crazy. Outside of weird casting choices, they're doing a good job with everything. It's like, hey, this is a pretty good watch. So they had their little battle, and Nightwing knocks off part of the hood, and you could see that Jason was underneath. And this was another shocking thing, almost as shocking as him coming back in episode 2. I was like, oh, they're revealing his face this early? So that threw me off too. Then we got to episode 3 and it all made sense. It's like, okay, I see. So they're going to use the Red Hood to just mess with the Titans. And then you got later on into it and I was like, this is getting a little crazy. And then they put a bomb on your boy Hawk. And I was like, oh, flip. They're doing it. They put a bomb on him and I was like, there's no way they're going to actually kill him though. No way. Then it got to the end and Superboy was like, 0%. Let me run with this. And I was like, there it is. Gonna stop him probably when the counter hits 1. It's gonna be like 3, 2, 1, ding, safe. But as soon as he went off, they blew him up. I was like, oh, flip. Oh no. They had Dove to blow him up. Oh my goodness. Which, by the way, I get that she was like super emotional and stuff, but it was still stupid what she did, you know? And there are gonna be people who are like, oh, you know, high emotions and, you know, she wanted to save him and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, it's like, they're there. Goodness. It's a little bothersome that she did that, but at the same time, it's one of those situations where it's something that you don't think should have been done, but you can understand why it was done, and you can let it go. You know, because like I was saying, as long as it's good, as long as everything turns out good, I don't have much of a problem with how it gets there, as long as it doesn't suck. And so far, hasn't been sucking. Crazy, right? I mean, Starfire still is but that's not, you know, the fault of the actress or anything. It's just that she's kind of boring whenever she shows up. And I'm assuming that later on they're gonna have some stuff for her to do, because they're having to have like these visions and junk, and she's blacking out and all that, which it's just happening and they're not doing anything about it. They're not focusing on it or anything, which kind of makes it to where it seems like her scenes didn't need to exist outside of her being there because she's part of the cast. So that's my biggest problem with that character. Like, I know later on they're gonna do some stuff with her, but right now she's not important, which is funny because like before I was thinking that Superboy and Beast Boy were not important at all, and then with these 3 episodes they made them extremely important. They made them really good characters and they made you care about them, you know, which is something I didn't do in season 2. It was crazy, good stuff. So outside of Starfire, everybody else is working really well right now. And the only reason why she doesn't seem to be working is because they're not even trying with her. She's just kind of there when you see her. It's like, oh, she's there. She said a couple of words. And let's move on. Oh, she's there. She's chatting with some random black guy who was somewhere in the earlier parts of the show, but I don't remember him. So, you know, it is what it is. Like, goodness. She just isn't relevant right now. So it's kind of boring whenever they put her on screen because she's not doing anything. But other than that, not really much of a problem here. I still think that Nightwing is the best character in this show. The actor playing him does a fantastic job, and he should have his own show. It should be a Nightwing show. And oh goodness, maybe we should make a movie with him too, because that guy is great. But anywho, that's gonna do it for this. Let me know what you guys thought about these 3 episodes in the comments down below, and I will see you next time. Peace out and have a great day.